Club here at Western, and tonight is UWO Comedy's One Night Stand Up. The Up is in brackets. So we've got a great lineup of student comedians here for you today. They're going to tell some jokes, they're going to share some stories, and some of them are even going to sing some songs. So without further ado, we're going to get right into our first performer. She comes to us from a land across the seas. Everybody please welcome Elise Gallois.
Sammy kind of made it sound as if I was French. I'd like to address the elephant in the room here. I'm obviously not French, but for a split second when she said that, I was like, I can totally get away with this set, like just pretending to be French the whole time. But then I thought, nah, I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to pretend to be British. So, I don't know how my accent's doing, but like, I'd like to know what you guys think before I carry on with it. So can I have a thumbs up if it's good, thumbs down if it's bad, kind of wavery if I could do better? I can see a wavery over there. Oh, that's really awkward, you guys, because that table knows I'm British. Okay, yeah, that was just a social experiment to see if... Yeah, because a lot of people think I'm Australian, but like, I found that like, I've been accused of like being a bit of a compulsive liar, especially when I'm under stress, and this is my first gig, so I'm a little bit nervous, so if I do tell any like just complete huge fibs, I'm really sorry, and I'll just kind of like try and keep it under control. So yeah, by the way, I really like your shirt. No, I'm sorry, see, lying is not the way, guys. I'm really, really sorry. I'm sorry. No, I was just kidding, that was a joke. I like your shirt. Or do I? But yeah, I found that my friends and family in the UK have been lied to enough by me, so, and I've kind of run out of people to piss off in the UK, and that's why I moved to Canada. There hasn't been much of a culture shock really. I mean, you guys share a lot of the same stereotypical traits as we do. I mean, you're very reserved, and you're super polite, but in the UK, I find that we're most polite to the people we hate the most. And I don't know about you guys, but like, for us, if I say, for example, have a nice day, I really mean I hope someone spits in your teeth. Or I hope your fish and chips is too salty and you get a slight headache. But for the first few months living in Canada, I genuinely thought you guys were being like really polite and you genuinely cared for the welfare of your fellow man. But after like another few months of living amongst your kind, I sort of realised there are a few cracks in the facade and you guys are ready to snap. There was a girl on the bus and I tripped over her. It was completely my own fault. And I apologised profusely to her. I was like, oh, I'm really, really sorry. She was like, no, I'm sorry. I was like, no, I'm sorry. And she was like, no, I'm sorry. I'm really sorry. No, I'm sorry. And I don't understand why you guys feel the need to apologise and everything to the extent that the British do. Because the British have to. We've kind of fucked up half the world anyway. And you Canadians only fucked it up just a little bit. So you've still got a few years to go before you're at that level. But my move to Canada hasn't all been plain sailing. I'm a bit of a cheapskate, and in my first week here, I had to find myself a bed. So I bought the cheapest bed I could possibly find. It was about $60, and it's one of those beds where there's like a wooden frame, and these wooden slats that kind of fit on top, and then the mattress kind of sits on the slats. But because it's so cheap, the slats are not anywhere near wide enough for the frame, which means that random points in the night, the slats will just kind of ping up completely, and this will flip the mattress over and kind of catapult me across the room, which during the first week, during Frost Week, was hilarious. I was too drunk to notice, and it was quite fun to be honest. But it started to become a bit insidious, and it's infecting my dreams. I was having a dream that I was a penguin, I was kind of sliding into the ocean, and it was wonderful. I felt so free, and I woke up and I just kind of face planted myself straight into my laundry basket because my bed had tilted 60 degrees, and I fell face first into the basket. It was terrible. I really hope it doesn't start affecting my sex dreams. I'm not into furniture beating me up. In fact, that's the main reason I don't bring guys back to my house after a night out, because there's nothing quite so much of it as a turn-off as waking up with like a broken shoulder blade and a face full of splinters, unless of course he's into that kind of thing. But although to be honest, the main reason I don't bring guys back to my house is because I've got a tendency to convince guys that I'm Kate Middleton's second cousin on a night out, and of course they believe that because of my accent, right? So like, they'll bring their friends over, they'll be like, oh yeah, look, it's Kate Middleton's second cousin, and he'll feel so smug, like he's landed near enough royalty. And I'll wait like till just the end of the evening, and I'll be like, ha, I'm actually a commoner, you guys. So, common chimney sweep, if those still exist. And this guy gets so embarrassed, and then they kind of just hop along. So yeah, my lying problem needs to stop. It's okay in the UK, but like, I've tried in Canada and it's not working. Anyway, thank you very much, guys, and I hope you enjoy the rest of the day.
Thank you, Elise. I feel like the Brits have it so good with that sort of thing. I feel like if I ever told anybody I was Stephen Harper's second cousin, it wouldn't do anything. But our next performer likes romantic dinners for two, long walks on the beach, and fantasies where he and Oprah are solving crime as buddy cops. Our next performer is Wyatt Anderson.
I don't like feet. Now, I know what you're all thinking. Wyatt, you glorious stud muffin with your rock hard kneecaps. Why is the sky blue? I don't know. Shut up. Sounds complicated. But what I can tell you is why feet are the most abysmal thing to ever appear on the human body. If you think about it, they're like hands that don't work, and sweat, and smell. And you're probably all thinking, Wyatt, feet protect you. Well, if you've ever stepped on a Lego, you truly understand the pain, but you feel like at that moment, you could genuinely die. Most of the fungus found on the human body is on your feet, and y'all still touch it. Babies put their feet in their mouths. Do you know why we stopped putting our feet in our mouths? Because we learned. That's what babies do. Do you still shit your pants? No. Because putting your feet in your mouth and shitting in your pants are disgustingly and morally equivalent. Have you ever walked barefoot on a carpet? I can guarantee you that there's an 84.67% chance that someone got laid in that exact spot. Good for Wiener, not for Wyatt. But you see, that's not even the scariest thing about it. Because through the infinite power of the forearm, too much spare time, and Google Incognito, I have discovered something worse. The foot fetish. This has made me infinitely more wary of foot masseuse, shoe vendors, and that guy who sits at my doctor's office and every time I walk in says, hey, I need to examine your feet. And he takes my socks off and rubs it on his face. And then when I walk in, I ask the doctor about it, and he says, Wyatt, this is the 6th time this has happened. Stop letting him touch your feet. 7th time's the charm. But you see, you guys don't really understand how scary that is. I pray to whatever holy or astral being up in the sky has the power to prevent the oncoming storm if athlete's foot becomes an STD. That is also a fungus. And I know what you're thinking. Oh, why? I didn't know athlete's foot was a fungus. I didn't learn that in bio. Well, there's a lot of things we didn't learn in bio, according to the midterm. Feet are disgusting. And I think I can actually pinpoint my exact moment I decided I hate feet. It was on an airplane, like how most good stories start. I'm nestling into my lovely pile of wires, mangy cat fur, and carpet from a 14th century brothel that the WestJet seems to call a seat. When I see it, it's this lovely looking man, accompanied by these armpits that are reminiscent of Lake Ontario. Beautiful at a distance, but when you get close, it's stinky, smelly, grimy, and you're 99% sure if you touch it, you're going to grow some extra toes. This lovely man sits down behind me, and I see in his bag a banana that looks like Mike Tyson spied a couple chewy ears on it, accompanied by his emergency supply of Mountain Dew, and first preliminary whiff says that is the remains of a Doritos Locos taco. Second whiff confirms it is Cool Ranch. I'm sitting there, just distraught. and I begin to sweat when I feel something brush my foot. And I look down. He has kicked off his flip-flops, and they are touching my feet. Now, shoes are a crock pot of stank, but these were something special. After a little obligatory walk, I realized that this is no ordinary stink. This is like if Dirty Mike and the boys got together in a derelict Detroit bathroom station at a bus stop, or wine and cheese. I'm not talking a 1930 Merlot with a tray 4 cheddar. I'm talking a classic grape juice with a little cheese whiz skirt shoved in a microwave, topped with gratuitous granite shavings from the statue of David from Allside, accompanied with the centuries and centuries of coagulated grease on top of it from teenagers getting a cheap laugh out of their friends. I'm telling you right now, the statue of David is the biggest middle finger in history to anyone. David must have been such a prick to Donatello or Michelangelo or whatever Ninja Turtle carved that thing. He must have tried to steal his lunch shillings or knocked his scrolls out of his hand or, I don't know, dropped him a privy. But hey, who's laughing now? The whole world thinks he's hung like a hamster, and he's got to stand there, all granite and whatnot, while prepubescent kids fondle his junk. And these are the sort of kids who think that's the funniest thing since 69 or Wiener. Anyways, what was I talking about? Feet, right. So, Greasosaurus Sweats is sitting behind me. And I start getting mad. How do you fuck up flip-flops? They get air circulation. They get UV light. If there's anything Dr. Oz has drilled into my head, it's that UV light literally kills everything we love. Also some tips on belly fat and how to stay energized in the morning, but that's for a different time. And I'm just sitting there. I'm getting mad. There's this stank wafting up. It's like 1,000 Hurleys from Lost sitting in a sauna but made out of sauerkraut. And I'm just thinking to myself, shit. After my third obligatory waft, I realized this smell is emanating from my own feet. You know what? Now that I think about it, it really didn't actually smell that bad. Like, really, that smell was probably just the smell of the shame of me being such a big asshole. Speaking of me being an asshole, I think if you're going to be an asshole, you may as well do it in style. And that's why I have my perfect funeral planned out. You see, I've been to tons of funerals, and I've never been to a wedding. I think it's because weddings are already fun, but funerals are all sad, you know? Like, come on, do a little dance, make a little love, get down in there, have fun, right? Anyways, so my funeral is planned out perfectly. You'll walk in, dark clothes on, everyone looks sad and whatnot, but the casket's closed. No one's going to bring that up, it's fine. Everyone's sitting down, it's sad, people are crying. It's like, get over yourself. But, anyways, so the priest walks in, and he has no idea of the grandeur of what he's about to do. He starts walking towards my coffin, but a sound begins to reverberate through the funeral home. What is that sound? As he walks, it gets louder and louder, louder and louder, and as he reaches my coffin, Space Jam is playing at its max volume. The children are scared, the elderly are confused, and my friends know. They have walked into my last act of tomfoolery. The music stops. The priest is confused. He knows I've done something, but I think he's alright. And he opens the coffin. I Believe I Can Fly starts to play. And right as the title's done, boom! I launch out of my coffin. I've left the whole thing spring-loaded with confetti cannons behind. And I just skyrocket out of my coffin. Wings sewn to my back, and my face is going to be taxidermized like this. I have this lovely basketball glued to my hand as I soar through the air. Christmas lights dangling from the assless chaps I'm wearing. Ron Paul 2004 painted across my chest. I fly. You see, It's the simple things in life, like feeding baby ducks bread, waking up late in the morning, and seeing the smile on children's faces. And all the children in the front row, they're going to have these smiles on their faces for at least 2.8 seconds, because they're going to believe angels are real. And I truly and utterly think that that will outweigh the years and years of therapy they're going to need to forget the fact that their uncle has paid someone a large sum of money to desecrate his corpse and then launch it into a crowd of mourning people. See, then, Stan Lee's going to come out of a closet or something with a broom and just kind of shuffle me along into a pit where a grease fire is just going to erupt out of it. But I'm a bit worried about that, you know? It's just, Stan Lee's getting old. He's practically a corpse already. And what if he dies before I do? We fill him up with robot shit and then he can move around again. It'd be great. The kids will love him. See, that's kind of what I want my funeral to be like a piñata full of honeybees. It'll be fun, but not too much fun. And I got a contingency plan too, just in case no one actually opens my coffin. If Space Jam's a bit too conspicuous. I actually almost think it's better, because what's going to happen is they're going to bury me. And in 500 years, some sort of archaeologist is going to dig me up and think, I've made the discovery of a century. We got a coffin from the lost 21st century. What were these people like? And he's going to pull it out and put it down. And that's when the tape recorder is going to start playing. And 500 years underground does no justice to Space Jam. It's going to sound like a satanic ritual screamed backwards. He's going to be confused. And when he opens it up, he's going to see a coffin. And I believe I can fly. Distorted. He's just going to scream in his face as bones then erupt out of my coffin. Rotting confetti is showering the entire excavation area along with whatever's left of my skin. And all these people are going to be able to think is, I just shit my space pants. Then robot Stan Lee's going to crawl out of the ground just chasing after him. His legs aren't going to work. It's going to be like that scene from Terminator. Just, this is my cameo, bitch. Because, you know, it's the simple things in life. Thank you.
Thank you, Wyatt. This stage is too tall for you. Wyatt will be every mortician's dream, I'm sure. Our next performer, he doesn't usually do comedy, and when he does music, he doesn't usually get laughed at unless it's really bad. So whether you're laughing with him or at him, it's good for us. So here's Isaac Eng.
Hello everybody. How are we all doing tonight? Some funny people. Give it up for them. Yeah, all right. That's pretty funny. All right. So yeah, I'm not usually a talking kind of guy. I don't usually speak. I usually play. My name's Isaac. I'm a third-year music student here. Violin is my main thing. Some of you might have seen me before up here, you know, doing the fiddle stuff, and that's all cool. But I thought I'd take an artistic break from that and go ahead and write some comedy songs. So yeah, like Sammy said, you know, if you laugh at me or with me, it's all cool. So. Here we are. Let's see. Who's living that single life right now? Let me hear. Yeah. All right. So when I started songwriting, they say the best inspiration you should get is from the heart, from your real life, your personal life. And guess what? I'm single, and that's all I think about all the time. So I wrote a bunch of songs about me being single. So I feel ya, brothers and sisters, living that solo life. Okay, here it is. I'm gonna get right into it. So, who's on the Tinder app? You know that thing? Yeah, I wrote a whole song about it. Hope you're ready. Here we go. I'm a lonely soul in the modern world, trying to find love in the city. I wish those girls would talk to me, but damn, they're so pretty. I wish Wish I had the spine to drop a pickup line, but I'd probably just stutter. So I'll take out my phone and I'll go online. On the internet, rejection doesn't matter. OkCupid was just okay, and Grindr wasn't for me. eHarmony was way too pricey, you know what I need. I need to download Tinder, 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 Tinder. Gotta give her a big green light. Gotta swipe to the right with my finger on Tinder, on Tinder, on Tinder, on Tinder. 'Cause tapping this green heart could be the start of a love that'll last forever. I just got a match and she's pretty cute. I type, hey, how are you? You like Pulp Fiction, so did I. I love the Beatles too. You also play video games. This girl's too good to be true. Let's meet up, maybe coffee or dinner. Wait, what do you mean? You're only 17. You're younger than my sisters. I guess I'm going back on Tinder, on Tinder, on Tinder, on Tinder. Gotta give more green lights. Gotta swipe to the right with my finger on Tinder, on Tinder, on Tinder, on Tinder. I wonder if I'll ever find a girl that's right for me. Cupid, won't you shoot me through this iPhone screen? 'Cause my self-esteem is going down. It's Yellin Tinder. I gotta move. I gotta dance and talk to girls and get their numbers and go on dates. I know I can, but I gotta get off Tinder, off Tinder, off Tinder, off Tinder. No more big green lights. No more swipes to the right with my finger on Tinder, on Tinder, on Tinder, on Tinder. I'm Tinder, on Tinder, on Tinder. Hey ladies, I'm still single. Thank you so much. So, despite that song being a little bit sad, I did actually meet up with a girl, and it was pretty cool. She was super cool, super unique. I loved everything about her, and I loved everything about her so much that I wrote her a song. So this is about her. I won't tell you the name of the title. I think you can figure it out yourself. But this is about one of my matches on Tinder. It didn't work out, but the song still remains the same. So hope you guys like it. That's a Led Zeppelin joke. Okay, here we go. She's holding a Starbucks cup. In the winter, she wears boots and Uggs. Oh, she's got a brand new Mac. It's tucked away in her JanSport backpack. She overuses hashtags when she tweets. Half of her Instagrams are filtered selfies. Oh, she's my basic girl. She's my basic girl. Her Lulu leggings are tight. Her kisses taste like pumpkin spice. So she's my basic girl. She had a punk rock phase. Her favorite band is probably Coldplay. And she knows all the words to that one song from Glee. You all know it, sing it with me. Don't stop believing. There we go. Hold on to that feeling. Okay, yeah, I see you, white girl. You're right there. She overuses hashtags when she tweets. Half of her Instagrams is food she's about to eat. I literally just Googled like top 10 female names, and that was it. So there it is. But you know what? Behind all the trends and basic tendencies, there's a pair of gorgeous eyes, a beautiful mind, and a great personality. So although I tease her for being regular, I wouldn't trade her for the world. And you know why, sing it with me. She's my basic girl. She's my basic girl. Her little legs are tight. Her kisses taste like pumpkin spice. Oh, she's my basic. She's my basic girl. So, Trevor, where are you? Where's my partner in crime, Trevor? Trevor, there he is. Okay. So, like I said, I don't usually do this, but usually what I do is I play violin and I sing with this handsome guy over here. His name's Trevor. So, originally we were only going to do one song together, but I showed him one of my other songs and he liked it so much we threw it together, and now we're going to do it. Yeah, I'll scoot over. Yeah, you need to stand, not me. Okay. So, let me just grab my violin. Please give us a quick second. You can stall, Trevor.
Hey, this is supposed to be funny, right? Yeah, be hilarious. What's the difference between a snowman and a snowwoman? What? Snowballs. Shut up. No guitar, no vocals. Perfect.
Check. Okay, I'm here. All right. So this song, okay, like I said, my basic girlfriend didn't really work out, but that's cool. Oh, there you are. Sorry. Hey, man. So, you know, when you've been single for a while,
It's really loud. It's a bit loud.
You're eating the mic. That's why, dude.
I'll go by.
There you go. There you go. Okay. So sometimes, after being single for a long time, you kind of realize, you know what? There are friendships that are more important than your girlfriend, right? You don't have to be with somebody to have a meaningful relationship with someone. And that's what I wrote this song about, okay? The song's called GGF. Listen well, because there's some really fast lines that go by, no one can miss any of them. So here is GGF. So, hit me up with that, yeah. I can't hear you. You guys hear the guitar coming through the speakers? No? We need a little more guitar. Anything? Any guitar? Nope. You're like, oh, there we are. Hello. There we go. So here's GGF, written by yours truly. Oh, we met one day at Long and McQuaid. She really didn't have that much to say, but we didn't need words. I took her home right away. The two of us ran upstairs, could hardly wait. Oh, her curves were superb. She had the smoothest skin. Her body was so beautiful. Where to begin? Well, I locked the door and laid my hands on her neck. What happened afterwards? You could probably guess. Well, our neighbors next door tell us to keep it down, but I just can't help myself when she's around. Oh, she loves me and I love her. I may not have a lady, but I've got my guitar girlfriend, my guitar girlfriend, my guitar girlfriend, my guitar girlfriend. Oh, I know she's there for me until the end, just like I know the love of mine will never end. My guitar girlfriend, my guitar girlfriend, my guitar girlfriend, my guitar girlfriend. My guitar girlfriend, oh, I know she's there for me until the end. Just like an old love of mine will never end. My guitar girlfriend, my guitar girlfriend, my guitar girlfriend, my guitar girlfriend, oh, she loves me and I love her. I may not have a lady, but at least I've got my guitar.
Shit.
There we go. Sorry. Thank you very much. That was the correct one. We literally rehearsed that about 40 minutes ago. It was pretty fun. So, last song, we're going to finish big for you. So, this is one of Trevor's original songs. Trevor, by the way, is from all the way from Fan Shop. We met each other at a show, and we've been best buds ever since making music.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. So, and you want to tell them about California?
This is a song I wrote about the struggles of songwriting. It's very hard, especially when you suck. Does anyone here know Just Out for a Rip?
Yeah.
In the chorus, there's a part, and it has nothing to do with the song. I just think it fits. It's kind of cool, especially when everyone yells it.
Yeah, you guys are cool, so I think we can do this.
I just say California. If you guys could respond with "Oh fuck yeah, but," it would just be.
I think we should practice.
It would just be easy. We'll go through it once. Hopefully, get the idea.
I'll do it with you guys, okay?
California.
Oh, fuck yeah, bud.
That's all you gotta do.
I didn't hear a lot. Do it one more time. California. Here we go. Oh, fuck yeah, bud. Okay, good. That's better.
Okay. I wanna be famous. Have a cover on the Rolling Stone.
Me too.
I want my name on the Walk of Fame and $1 million home.
That'd be nice.
I wanna make the billboards, but there's one problem I'll admit.
It's not true.
Everything I write sounds like shit. I wanna go to parties with all the other stars. I wanna have everybody talk to me in bars. I wanna be a musician whose records sell out quick, but everything I write sounds like shit. I wanna go double platinum in Canada and the States. I wanna be in my teen years when I get my big break like Lord. I wanna say I'm successful because I never quit, but everything I write sounds like shit. California.
Oh, fuck yeah, bud.
That's where I wanna be.
That's cool.
I go to sleep each morning just past 2 a.m. I spend all day just playing music. I've lost all of my friends. I wanna be in a band, but that's not happening one bit. Everything I write sounds like shit.
Well, it sounds like shit, man. I'm sorry. It doesn't sound that great.
I wanna give big donations to charities in need. Nuns and priests and orphans, think of the mouths that I could feed. I'm swinging for a home run, but the ball's in the catcher's mitt. Everything I write sounds like shit.
Yeah,
California.
Oh, fuck yeah, bud.
That's where I wanna be. California. Home to all that I dream. Things are getting pretty hard now that I wanna be a star.
be drinking beer over there. We're both on Facebook, and you guys were very awesome. Thanks to the Comedy Club, and we have a break now, if I'm correct, right? Little break? Okay. So go ahead and grab that mic, Sam.
Yes, yes. Thank you, Isaac. I should get a guitar. They sound like a good time. But yeah, we will be taking a break now, and we'll be starting up again at 8. So chat amongst yourselves, and we'll be back at 8 o'clock. Hello, everyone. Oh, that's louder. That's good. I like that. I like yelling at people. So we're back for our second half of our comedy show. First up, he's in first year, and he knows a lot about pop culture. It's Connor Malvo.
Oh, okay, shut up. Well, first of all, my name is not Connor Malvo. Well, technically it is, but I go by Connor Matthew because I would prefer to not be known as a sick piece of meat. If you know a little bit of French, you know that malboeuf means sick cow or bad beef. So my name is Connor Matthew for the rest of the show. So, again, my name is Connor Matthew, and I'm super excited to be here. Great. Now, I can kind of... Some of you are still drunk from Halloween. So Halloween was last weekend. Halloween was last weekend, and as you can tell, some of the eyes like this. Halloween was last weekend, and is it just me, or do Halloween costumes get worse and worse every year? I mean, I was scrolling on Instagram, and one of my friends, she was the caption was, "I woke up like this." You're not Beyonce, that's for sure. And wait, her costume was a bra and a thong, people. That was the costume. Have we not been more civilized, people? A bra and a thong. Like, you're basically inviting Miley Cyrus's foam finger into your vagina. Oh, and then you got the typical schoolgirl and the devil. I'm so sweet. You're a devil, you're not so sweet. And then my other friends were that Audrey Hepburn girl from Breakfast at Tiffany's with the pearls and the tiara. And when you ask them, why did you choose that costume? They said, oh, well, it's from the movie. And I go, have you seen the movie? And they go, no. I go, you're being a character from a movie you've never seen. If Audrey Hepburn was here, she would have slapped you so hard, Helen Keller could have heard it. It's just... Now, for those who don't know, Renee Zellweger. Who knows Renee Zellweger? If you don't, get the fuck out of here. And for girls who don't know Renee Zellweger, for the girls who don't know Renee I'm so sorry. For the girls who don't know Renee Zellweger, well, Bridget Jones is literally your story. It's your life, so you better know who Renee Zellweger is. Now, besides the point, she got an entirely new face. I mean, she had so much Botox, she looked like Cher. If she won an Oscar, she would have gone up there and said, hooray, 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 and her face wouldn't move. It was so bad. Now, it scared me so much. When I first saw Renee Zellweger's new face, I fell to the ground faster than Amy Winehouse snorting crack. It was just so bad. Now, that was talking about scary. Now, who's taken London transportation here? Yeah, not an impressive face. I'm pretty pissed the fuck off. Now, I took the London Transit for the first time, okay? I'm standing in line, okay? And I walk up, and there were so many people on this fucking bus, guys. So many people. The bus driver was yelling, push to the back, push to the back, push to the back. And I stand there, I am not Rosa Parks, people. I am not. You cannot tell me to push to the back. So, anyways, I sit beside this guy, I didn't pull up the chair, but I'm pulling it up now. I sit on the bus, okay, I'm sitting beside, and the smell was awful. I was sitting beside a guy that I swear to God, he shot himself. It was that bad. He looked like Tom Cruise if he got run over by a train. It was dirty with a really bad perm, and he's this short, I mean. It's just so bad. Now, I got on the bus and I sat beside, and I didn't want to move because if I would have moved, that would make me look rude, and I am not a rude person. So, I got out of the train because I arrived at Masonville Mall, hallelujah, and I didn't lose my sense of smell. So I get off of the bus, and the guy's about to go on. I say, don't get on that bus. Don't get on the bus. And he's laughing at me, think I'm an idiot. I'm like, wait till you get on the bus. So I take my Kleenex and I say, here you go. Stuff it in your nose before he sees you. It was so bad. I see him walk onto the bus. I see him look at me through the window as it's pulling away, and he goes, oh shit, it was that bad, oh shit. I'm pretty sure he sure didn't tell people it was that bad. Now, in the end, public transportation is a bitch. Can we all agree? Yeah, it's a bit. I see you shaking your head. And you too, Blondie. I like it. Now, and why the fuck aren't we doing anything about it? Well, I don't know. Anyways, thank you so much, and that's the end of my night. Thank you.
Thank you, Connor. As a fellow film student, I can confirm I know nothing about science, but I can really analyze a commercial. Our next performer has a row of Sailor Moon action figures on her bookshelf and is remarkably not single. Please welcome me. Yeah, it's a bit of an awkward introduction, I'll admit, but it kind of fits because I am a pretty awkward person, and I don't mean like a, cute, quirky Zoe Deschanel, like sometimes I fall down, I'm so awkward. But like, actually the type of awkward where, I'll be walking around doing my thing, and suddenly I'll remember something, I'll stop and I'll just be like, oh my god. Oh shit. I said that one thing to that one person that one time, and I didn't mean it that way, but what if they thought I meant it that way? And this will be something from, kindergarten. And, no, what'll be really good is when I'm super old, and I'm full of like 80 years worth of this shit, and I also start going senile, so it all gets kind of mixed around. So I'll just be kind of sitting there being old, and I'll be just like sitting there, and suddenly I'll be like, oh my god! Oh shit! I got super wasted at that house party back in kindergarten. And I accused Mildred of stealing my ointment. Speaking of the elderly, I was walking by a retirement home on my way home the other day, and it had this sign that said Saturday tours 10 to 200. Now, in retrospect, I know that they meant from like 10 a.m. till 2 p.m., but my first thought was that they meant like groups of 10 up to 200 people, kind of like a kid's birthday party type thing. So now I'm picturing this tour guide leading a trail of kids in party hats through the retirement home, and she's just like, okay kids, this is Muriel. She's 87 years old, and right now she's performing the knitting ritual, where she prepares her coat for the winter. In the coming weeks, her children will bring her photos and flowers, and she'll give them knitted garments that will be preserved in closets for decades to come. And then the kids get to join in on feeding time, they throw in some prunes, Werther's Originals, and, liver and chunks of Jell-O. It's great. The other thing I thought of when I thought of like groups of 10 to 200 was like corporate groups. Like, when you go on like the Laser Quest website, it has that page that says corporate groups. I am assuming universal knowledge of the Laser Quest website here because duh. But I mean, if you don't know, you go on the Laser Quest website, and there's this page that says corporate groups, and it has this picture of like office workers pumping their fists in the air, and it looks so happy. And the page says, invigorate your team with an action-packed trip from Laser Quest. And I feel like it's one of those things that sounds awesome, but then you think about the people in that photo going to one of these things, and it's probably organized by some guy named Tad that HR brought in, and he keeps using words like synergy and streamlining and core competency. And you finally get in the maze, and even if you want to play for real, it's not about winning, it's about team building. And so you're jogging half-heartedly through this maze in your business casual polo, feeling like a moron, and you start to realize you kind of hate everybody you work with, especially Steve from accounting, because he's trailing behind you and he won't stop tagging you every 5 seconds. And then at the end of the day, someone gets fired because it was totally about winning all along, Tad. So the moral of that story is, don't trust guys named Tad. I mean, it'd be a fun name to have for like 2 seconds, because people would be like, who are you? And you could be like, I'm just a Tad. And they'd be like, huh? And then you die alone. Like, they do these things once a month called overnighters, where you pay one price and you go and you play laser tag for a few hours. Now here in London, they go from 10 p.m. until 2 a.m. But back in Calgary, where I'm from, they go from like, that's so much better. They go from like midnight to 6 a.m. So you're playing laser tag from midnight to 6 a.m. after you're tired from staying up until midnight. I mean, if you're me, if you're most other young people, or you're my cat, you're probably fine at midnight. But you're playing with all these people, and you can tell who the regulars are because they do this stupid little dancey thing and somehow manage to duck all of your shots. Like, they're actually standing there like this. And I feel like it's one of those things that's pathetic but kind of amazing at the same time. Like a kid who collects the stickers off of fruit. It's like, that's a lot of bananas, Billy, but how many friends do you have? So yeah, playing laser tag from midnight to 6 in the morning is fun and all, but it's really one of those things you can only do like a couple of times a year because it absolutely wrecks you. But I mean, hey, when the zombie apocalypse happens, I'll already know it's coming, you know? I'll go to the WebMD page for zombification, which will exist, and I'll be able to type, symptoms may resemble the feeling of playing laser tag for 6 hours from midnight till 6 a.m. in Calgary, Alberta. And I'll feel good about myself, because I'm a good person. I'm an awkward person, but I'm a good person. So another awkward thing that I do is, as I'm walking around, I walk around a lot. I tend to plan out conversations I want to have with people in my head. So it's kind of like, whatever, everyone does that. But the thing is, I also kind of whisper snippets of them like, to myself as I'm walking around. So I'm like whispering to myself, and I don't even really realize I'm doing it. So it's a little bit weird. But hey, pro tip, if you're ever out and about and you see me doing this, test out your lip reading skills, you know? And if I come up to you and talk to you, you can just be like, no, stop. I know what you're going to say. And then just say everything you saw me say, and it'll totally freak me out, and it'll be absolutely hilarious. I did this once while I was cuddling with my boyfriend. It was really weird. I don't know what I was thinking of, but I whispered something into his hair, and then I had to explain myself. And I can laugh about it now, but at the time it was just kind of mortifying, because I was like, yeah, so I plan out conversations in my head, and I whisper bits of them to myself, and I don't really realize I'm doing it. And at that point, I'm just weirding myself out. So yeah, I'm like those kinds of awkward. Like, if there was a 500 Days of Sammy movie, it would be less, it'd be less charming IKEA dates and singing in elevators, and more just watching me pace around for 2 hours being like, oh my god, and, whispering to myself. My boyfriend was totally cool about that whole thing, though. He's kind of a weirdo, too. We're both nerds. I mean, our idea of a fun date night is usually just staying and playing video games. But I mean, hey, when he uses his heal magic on you first, that's really special, I think. My boyfriend's Polish, actually. And ever since we started dating, I can't see those same 6 letters the same way anymore. So I was staring at this beauty ad in the newspaper for 2 minutes, legitimately being like, how do you Polish your look? Like, is this a thing that people offer? What happens if I ask them to French me? Yikes. I was thinking about relationships the other day, and I came up with what I think is a pretty good analogy for relationships, because, I figure a good partner is like a good pair of shoes, But just to be clear, we're not talking like ballet flats where, they do kind of the bare minimum of keeping it covered without really providing any real support. And you think there might be something there, but it turns out they're really only up for casuals, so you kind of just go through them really quickly. A good partner is not like a pair of heels where, they make you feel sexy and they keep you on your toes, and they're fun for a while, but then they're just painful. Like, you can't stand them anymore, and you just kind of sit down and you're like, why am I doing this to myself? This just really cool, and everyone likes them, so you give it a try. But it turns out as soon as things get messy, they're useless, you know? If it's not perfect and sunny, they're just like, whoa, I wasn't made for this. And then you start to see the holes, and it just kind of feels flat, you know? No, I think a good partner is like a good pair of running shoes. You know, they don't have to be fancy, but they're comfortable, they're reliable, they're up for a lot of stuff, you know, which is great if you're super active. And, you know, no matter how tired you are from pacing around wondering who you might have pissed off in kindergarten, they'll be the ones who will carry you home. And, you know, with shoes, I mean, when you find that right pair, they'll be with you for a long, long time. And that's me for now, everyone. So thank you very much. This is really awkward because I can't walk off the stage now. That's so awkward, right? It works. It's my shit. It's my thing now. So our next performer, she killed Lord Voldemort when she was 1 year old, and she spent the last 19 years looking at photos of cats on the internet. Here's Sam Wyss.
How's it going? Thanks, Mom. Did everyone have a good Halloween? Halloween. I love Halloween. It's like the Christmas of holidays. I feel like I'm too old to be shopping at Forever 21, and I'm 20. So I feel like it should be called Forever 21. It should be called I'm 14 and I hate my mom. What kind of name is Forever 21 anyway? It sounds like a cult, right? It sounds like as soon as you turn 21, you go and you do a ceremony next to the galaxy leggings and leather jackets, and you drink fetal pig blood, which is actually just raspberry sourpuss. Calm down. And you murder yourself so that you remain forever 21. What's the deal with crop tops? Wear what you want, but realize you're paying for half a shirt. And all the shirts in the store say things like hashtag whatever or I'm bored. I hope the next big trend is being polite. I want a shirt that says, I appreciate what my ancestors have done for my family, allowing me to be privileged enough to afford my pumpkin spice crop tops. Hashtag manners. So let's talk about death. Great segue. I don't understand death. It's a weird phenomenon to me. I read this thing that said, if you die in a dream, you die in real life. So weird. I read this other thing that said, this is so crazy, if you die in a Chuck E. Cheese, you die in real life. Are no grounds holy? We can't escape it. We can't escape it. My first encounter with death was when I was a kid, and we had a goldfish, and it died as goldfish do. It was really sad. We gathered around the toilet, and we had a ceremony, and we flushed the sucker. And then a few years later, my grandpa died, and my first thought was, we're gonna need a bigger toilet. Also, don't teach kids to flush dead things down the toilet. What do you think they're gonna do with their dreams? So how about them Obamas? I love the Obamas. Sometimes I like to picture them like a cheesy 90s sitcom where Obama's like, I have the hardest job in the world, and then Michelle's like, try being your wife. I feel like Barack the kind of guy who you'll be in a meeting and he'll say, hey, who wants a slice of za on me? He's the kind of guy to say slice of za instead of the formal slice of pizza. I love pizza. Have you guys ever heard the expression, nothing tastes as good as skinny feels? I don't know about that. Have you ever hugged a skinny person? It hurts. Bones are everywhere. And it only reinforces that stereotype that skinny women are beautiful, which is, a lot of skinny women are ugly, but anyway. By the way, I have a joke. What do you call a girl who eats a whole pizza? Huh? Her name. Her name. And I can name like 8,000 things that are better, that taste better than skinny feels, right? Have you ever had a waffle sandwich? It's like a regular sandwich, but get this. The bread is waffles. I have a poor sense of history and time, and I think it started when I was a child in 1875. I got an assignment the other day, due on the 24th. I was like, okay. So in dog years, that's like 3 months. And that's not even counting the leap year, so I have plenty of time. Plenty of time. I read this study, I read a lot of studies. It said, this is so crazy, more photos have been uploaded to Facebook last year alone than in the entire 14th century. Technology is amazing. I was thinking about trust the other day, and how we do little things to show each other that we trust each other. And it can be even simple as falling asleep in the car. You're trusting whoever's driving the car. And I was falling asleep in the car the other day, and I was like, it's so crazy that I'm trusting that I'm going to get to my destination safely. Especially since I was the one driving. I'm gonna play a song if that's okay. Is that okay? A lot of people here. It's a song about growing up. And I usually sing to children, so this is a song, but I feel like you guys would like it. Growing up is weird, right? Like, grown-up parties are weird. Like, you go around shaking people's hands, and then they have the audacity to serve finger sandwiches. Here's the song. If you're a kid, you can color all day. No one's gonna take your crayons away. Oh, oh, oh. When you're an adult, it's a little different. When you're an adult, you can't color all day, 'cause your world is in an abyss of black and gray. Oh. And it's called depression. When you're a kid, your parents are fun. They give you ice cream and snacks until the day is done. Just wait for what's in store. When you're an adult, your parents kick you out. They tell you to get a job because your sister's a doctor. We're really proud of her. We always hated the fact that you wear glasses. Growing up is great. It's great. When you're a kid, money is no sweat. When you're an adult, you always think about your debt. Finding $1 in your jeans is like winning the lottery. It's sad. You can't even buy a pumpkin spice latte with $1, because those cost like $4 and you'd have to win the lottery 4 times. We all know that's impossible. When you're a kid, teenagers are scary. When you're an adult, they're still scary.
Thank you, Sammy. All right. So, I love drinking. It is the best. But I can promise you that I love drinking a little bit more than the average person. Because alcohol, it has a very special effect on me. It gives me superpowers. It's true. Like, I gain all these insane abilities that otherwise I never would have had. I'm suddenly the best dancer in the world. I'm more suave with the ladies than James Bond. And I'm an endless pit when it comes to junk food. Okay, the last one I can do sober, but let me give you a better example. So, I was at a bar this one time, in the middle of taking a pee, as people do at bars. And I thought to myself, damn, I should have been timing this. And that's when I discovered my first drunk superpower. Super pee. Like, I knew this had to be an alcohol-induced superpower. It was the only explanation. Because only a drunk person could, one, have a pee long enough to evoke that thought, and two, think that having a really long pee is impressive and needs to be recorded. And like any good superhero, I always make sure I travel with my utility belt. So the drunk superhero utility belt has two very magical, very useful items. The first is a device of the most cutting-edge technology that lets me locate my friends after I lose them and send really heartfelt, thoughtful text messages to people I barely know for no real reason. And it's all in this unique code that to the average person seems a lot like gibberish. And the other item on this utility belt is a small leather folder with an endless supply of money. See, this is especially critical because that way I get to keep my powers charged all night despite not actually being able to afford it. And then after I leave the bar, I get to use one last drunk superpower, and that is I teleport home. Because I have no memory from point A to B, so that must be it. And then, after I get home, I get to sleep like a baby. That is, covered in drool and shitting myself. But the drunk thing worked out for me somehow, and I managed to get myself a girlfriend. Don't ask me how, I have no idea. So I went to the mall with my girlfriend the other day. She mentioned she needed boots and a coat and a bunch of other clothes, and I mentioned something about needing chapstick, so she convinced me we needed to go to the mall. So we're walking in, and I'm thinking, you know, this won't be so bad. Like, I'll shop, she'll shop, I'll get some stuff, she'll get some stuff. It won't be so bad. And we both got some pretty good stuff. But not once did I shop. No, she did the shopping for both of us. But, you know, it's good, I need that. Because I used to shop by myself at stores like Champs and Foot Locker. And then I looked at myself in the mirror one day and I realized, wow, I am not in the NBA. I don't even play basketball. Why do I have so many jerseys and Nikes, and why do they all match? I'm not on a team. I'm a Jewish business student from Dundas, Ontario. I don't belong in these stores. So I've definitely changed it up since then. I have shirts with buttons, I own a cardigan, I'm all on track. We picked up some stuff. I got some things from The Gap and Banana Republic. And then we're passing by Champs. And I'm like a fat kid on a diet, passing by a chocolate store, just half drooling, half crying, looking at the Air Jordans in the window, like, oh no. And I'm talking myself down like, that's it, Rob, you don't need those. That's your old life. You can't go back. And then we pass by Laura Secord, and I'm like a fat kid on a diet, passing by a chocolate store, half drooling, half crying. It was awful. And then my girlfriend says to me that she wants to go to Victoria's Secret. And I go, babe, listen. I would love to continue this wonderful shopping experience with you. But I'm pretty sure I'm not allowed in that store. I've never been in that store. I feel guilty when I look at it when I walk by. And I heard that there's even this alarm system in place. When a man walks in alone, it just goes, creep, pervert, creep, pervert. So she convinces me to go in the store. And it's like I've been invited to this exclusive party, and all I can think of is not messing it up. See, men don't just walk into this store. We don't get the invitation. When we go, we're the plus one. So I'm in there, and I'm thinking, Rob, do not get kicked out of this store. Just like, don't be creepy, don't be creepy, don't be creepy. But everywhere I look, I feel like I'm looking at something I should not be looking at. I can't look at other girls in the store, I'll accidentally make eye contact. That's creepy. Can't look at the walls, pictures of half-naked models. That's also creepy. Can't look at the mannequins, sexy dolls. Creepy. So, floor it is. Alright, floor's good. Nothing weird about this. Just a guy, playing it cool. Walking around Victoria's Secret. Nothing weird here. But then I get kind of bored of the floor tiles, and I ask my girlfriend, in a cool way so as to not mess up this exclusive party I've been invited to, "Hey, can we go now?" And she goes, "I'm doing this for you, you know." That is the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard. I'm sitting here studying my shoelaces, and you think I'm enjoying it? I'm constantly trying to get rid of your underwear. This is the exact opposite of what I enjoy. She goes, "Fine, let me just try a few things on." Because that's the same as sleeping. And she asks my opinion on each set of underwear that she's trying on, and I answer as any smart boyfriend would answer by saying she looks great. That's the right answer. But I don't really see the difference. See, I'm a true romantic and a gentleman. I don't care about the bra she's wearing. I care about what's inside. And then this saleswoman, this evil demon woman, has the audacity to say to me, "You know, you're not being very helpful." Excuse me? Who the fuck are you? Are you seriously telling me that I would be more helpful if I told my girlfriend she looks bad in a bra? No, I'm helping me. So I tell her, they all look good, just get them, whatever. And she's back in the change room, getting dressed, and I'm just standing there by myself, and I realize I did it. I'm home free. It's almost over. I belong at this exclusive party. I can look around if I want to. So I'm looking around, and I'm getting a little bit more comfortable, and I never really got that chapstick that I came for, so I'm licking my lips a little bit, and just, you know, a guy by himself, not being creepy, in a Victoria's Secret, licking his lips. Creep, pervert, and that is how I got kicked out of the most exclusive party I've ever been to. Thank you.
So that's our show for tonight, everyone. Everybody get up here. Come back. Sam, Elise, Connor, Isaac, get up here. I command you. Am I missing someone? Yes.